Hello all, and welcome to Duplicate Success International Monday Night Webinar. Today is Monday, October 17th. My name is Randy Crebs, Executive Gold Director from Salt Lake City, Utah. I have the distinct honor of introducing the host of tonight's webinar. He is a very well-respected business leader and mentor in this industry. You'll definitely want to have your pen and paper out, sitting up, paying attention, and taking notes as you learn how this industry expert continues to build his business successfully. He has achieved the rank of Emerald Director within our company. He is a co-founder of Duplicate Success International. He is an amazing leader, mentor, and most importantly, I'm very proud to call him my son. Jared, are you on the line?
I am, Dad. Thank you so much for the introduction. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Well, welcome everybody to tonight's webinar, especially big welcome to all the new people that are on for the very first time. I want to congratulate you on taking a great step towards improving your health and your financial freedom. Me and my wife, pictured here, we've been with USANA for over 11 years. It was the best financial and health decision that we ever made. Prior to USANA, I was struggling with allergies. I was suffocating. I was sneezing 20 times in a row, pretty miserable. And although USANA is not a cure, the products did help my immune system tremendously. I've chosen to be off allergy meds for the last 11 years. I feel great. My wife's story is even better. It's so good I can't even tell the whole story on a recorded webinar, but you got to hear it. We'll tell you guys on a private call, but it's just awesome what USANA has done for our life. It's done for our health. Even our dog takes USANA products, and we've been able to replace our income. We've been free of having jobs since 2007. So, I mean, it's again, just a tremendous blessing what this has done for us. Now, every time we do this webinar, we always start off by sharing the DMO. That stands for Daily Method of Operation. And if you're brand new or if you've heard this before, I want to challenge you to write this down. I want to challenge you to take notes. I know that, you may be listening to this right now while you're multitasking, doing other things, but I know that when I listen to webinars and I'm multitasking, I always keep a notepad and paper for when I hear a golden nugget. And this right here is the key to your success. If you do these three things every single day, you're going to be successful. So daily method of operation, basically what that is like any business, you have certain things you do every day. Number one, use the products every day, AM and PM. Anybody can do that. Number two, do your 2-2-2 for the day. That's 2 new prospecting conversations, 2 follow-ups with prospects that are on the fence, and 2 calls to existing team members or clients. Obviously, that's critical for your business to grow. And step number 3 is even more critical, which is personal development. At least 15 minutes each day, books, audios, and or webinars. And what happens is when you're doing at least 15 minutes of personal development, what that does is that gives you a new skill set. When you contact your people, you have better skills. And if you have better skills, you're going to make more business. You're going to have more sales. You're going to also handle rejection better. All of those things. So personal development is absolutely critical. I call it the slight edge, because if you read 10 pages a day, let's say you read 10 pages a day for 30 days, that's 300 pages. Well, that's about a book. Most books are about 300 pages, give or take. Now, you take an associate that does that for 12 months out of the year, an associate that's read 12 books. They're way, way more ahead than an associate that's not reading at all. So I want to encourage you to do that 10 pages a day, 15 minutes of personal development. But that's really the keys right there. If you do those 3 things, you're going to be successful. Now, let's go ahead and recognize the people who are doing the DMO. How the way that I know is by their success, by what they're doing and their results. So let's go ahead and welcome our new clients. These clients enrolled in the last week. Welcome Laura Vieira, new client introduced by Elizabeth Vieira. Great job, Elizabeth. Great start to your business. Welcome Sandra Torres McKay, new from San Antonio. New client introduced by Carmen and Byron Olaya. Big congratulations, Sandra, on starting with USANA products, and great job, Carmen and Byron. Also welcome Maritza Santos, new client introduced by Rodolfo Olaya out of Colombia. Wow, way to go. Our team's growing in Colombia. Thanks to you, Rodolfo, and great job, Byron and Carmen. Also welcome Monica Trevino Ortega, new client introduced by myself and my wife, Crystal. Monica is actually my wife's friend from the fashion industry here in San Antonio, and she was a guest at our event last week and decided to become a client. We're very excited for you to have great results, Monica. All right, now let's go ahead and welcome the new associates that just got started with our team this last week. Actually, Trenton Wilson is on the line. He's from San Antonio, Texas. I believe he's actually from Poteet, Texas. New associate introduced by Renee and Megan Martinez. Dad, Trent is on the line and wanted to actually see if you could unmute him. His phone number starts with 720-900. Trent Wilson. Are you able to unmute him, Dad?
Sounds like I'm unmuted.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Hi, Trent. Welcome to the call.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Awesome. So, well, I guess I'd like to just have you tell the team a little bit about yourself. Kind of, the people on this call are from all kinds of, all different states, all 4 different time zones. And we like to welcome our new team members and just kind of get to know you and so we can say hi to you on Facebook and, be friends and see you at the big events. So tell us a little bit about you and what attracted you to USANA.
Yeah, so I'm in the medical field, and I've been in personal training and fitness industry for the last, since I got out of high school, basically, so since about 2002. I've been approached by a handful of different products, isogenics, and so on and so forth, and none of them really appealed to me because it's more of a overnight success kind of thing, startup and stop kind of business. And I've followed Renee for a while. We've been good buddies, went to high school together and everything. So I've seen the results he's had and some of his success stories with not only taking the product but selling it. So finally been his arm to let me try it out and get on the team. So here I am.
Awesome. Well, I know it doesn't show here on your Facebook or on the picture we're displaying on the webinar, but you are in great physical condition. And it's really exciting because that shows a lot of character, a lot of discipline, a lot of commitment. And those are exactly the same qualities that it takes to build this business. So I'm excited for you to take what you already do really well and apply this to your business. And I declare that you have great results with us.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to not only boost me, but my clients and, even my family members. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, you're in great hands with Renee and Megan. They're very well respected in our company, and I'm excited for you to have great results.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for welcoming me to the team.
Awesome. Yes, you're very welcome. Enjoy the webinar.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. So moving on, let's go to some special announcements. Mark your calendars, guys. Next Monday, we have brand new Diamond Director Josie Tong from Sydney, Australia, who's going to be on our Team DSI webinar. She is a former nursing executive who was burnt out with her corporate career, turned into a tenacious entrepreneur and lover of freedom and life, born to help other people. She became Diamond Director in 7 years. So she's just such an amazing person. We just did a Skype session with her, me and my wife. One of the things I love about being in USANA is that I have friends in Australia. I have friends from all over the world, and not only friends, but like really good friends. And Josie has agreed to share her story on next week's webinar. So you want to have guests, you want to have as many people on as you can to hear Josie's story. We do this guest speaker once a month, and we are very lucky to have brand new Diamond Director Josie Tong on the webinar. So mark your calendars for that. And now let's go into the track WAPnWin. Now this is another special announcement. We do this contest pretty much every quarter, and we're in week 7. As you can see, the top 3, Stephanie Giles, Carlos Gomez, Byron and Carmen Olaya, and Renee and Megan Martinez. And everybody on this list, I'm very proud of because you're taking action, you're tracking your action, you're planning your week. These are the things that make all the difference. When you plan your week and you plan your work and then you work your plan and you track your action, that's a real business. And a lot of times people start with this type of business and they don't treat it like a business. They don't track, they don't plan, they just do whatever. And that doesn't build, that's a hobby. That's not a business. So I want to, first of all, edify and recognize everybody on this list, and then encourage you guys to play this, be part of this if you're not already. Even you newest people out there, ask your mentor, ask your upline how you can play the track WAPnWin. There's cash prizes for the winners at the end. It's a 13-week competition, so there's still time for you to win. And it's all based around the GoPro event that's coming up December 1st through the 4th in Las Vegas. Basically, you get points by making your binder, by rank advancing, by turning in your weekly action plan by Sunday night, by enrolling new associates, enrolling new clients. And whoever gets the most points wins. What do they win? Well, first of all, it's all about consistency, right? Not perfection. You get rewarded for consistency. And the cash prizes are as seen there: $200 for first place, $200 cash, $125 for second place, and $75 for third place. But wait, there's more. If you go to the GoPro event in Las Vegas, the prize is double. So you're taking $400 home for the first place. That basically paid for your hotel for the whole event in Vegas. Second place is $250 cash, and third place is $150 cash if you're going to the GoPro event. So we want to incentivize the right behaviors of attending events, going to destination trainings. We know that it costs money. We know that it's an investment. We want to reward the people who are really going after this. So there's 6 more weeks left in the competition. It's anybody's game right now. Everybody is very, very close, neck and neck. So I want to wish you all success and good luck on your WAPnWin incentive. And beast mode is on for sure. This is a little picture of beast mode. Beast mode on. That's right about our team. We're going hard. Everybody is all at the same time, and it's beautiful to watch because we're changing so many lives. Now, before we get into the training, just a friendly reminder: when you enroll a new client, make sure you add them to the USANA clients page. Go ahead and add them right there. Make the post, make a picture, make them feel special and important, because you want your clients to feel special and important. That's why they stay your clients, because you build a relationship. The USANA clients page is a place they can ask questions. They can see other people who've gotten results. So that's very important. Next is Duplicate Success International. This is our business page. So when you enroll a new associate, like Trent, you were added to this group, and you want to obviously add your new associate there. You want to make a post, make them feel special and important, because they certainly are. And also add your new associates to the clients page as well, because the new associate is also a client. All right. Now, the third group, I want to encourage you to also please make comments. When you see somebody who gets welcomed, look at all the welcomes on this post. When they get 1 million welcomes from all the different team members on our team, they feel like they're part of the team. So I want to ask for your help in this. I think our team's been doing amazing at this, actually. So many people have been commenting, welcome, welcome, welcome. But please continue to do that when someone becomes a new client or an associate. Also, please add your team member to Hybrid Solutions. That's the third Facebook group. Add them there. Now, this group is actually the USANA family at large. So there's literally like thousands. I don't know how many thousand now that are on the group. But this is a great group because you have access to the USANA family at large. And you can ask questions. You can search the group. And so lastly, one last thing before we begin. Those of you in San Antonio, challengeyouevents.com. Challenge You is coming up. Actually, San Antonio and Salt Lake City. And basically, when you go there, go to challengeyouevents.com. One of the things the thing about leadership, they say birds of a feather flock together. You got to go to big trainings to get professionally trained and learn from people who are making 6 figures and learn from people who are $1 Million Club members. And that's what Challenge You offers you. And you just basically go to the website, you hit register. You choose between San Antonio, July 12th through the 14th, or Salt Lake City, January 26th through the 28th. So you choose the one that you want to attend, and then you can register. So we'll talk more about this event as it's coming up. But the Challenge You event is really a critical event because it's the first event of the new year, especially you, Trent, who just started with our team. Renee will be getting you all the information, but that is the best training event that you can attend going into, starting your year off right in January. So now we're going to take a 5-second pause for editing purposes, and then we're going to get right into the training. We have a great training ready for you guys. It's The Invaluable Laws of Growth by Dr. John C. Maxwell. I hope you have a pen and paper ready. I hope you're ready to listen and take notes, because everything that I'm about to go over here is critical for you to make money and help others. These laws are time tested, proven, and timeless. So we're going to take a 5-second break, and I'm really excited. We're going to get right into it. Okay, here we go. Hello, my name is Jared Crebs. I'm pictured here with my wife, Crystal, and our dog, Tasia. We're Emerald Directors, co-founders of Team DSI, and today's training is going to be the next chapters in the 15 invaluable laws of growth by Dr. John C. Maxwell. Live them and reach your potential. Now, if you don't have this book, I want to really encourage you to get it, or the audiobook as well. These laws have tremendously changed my life. They have helped me. They have guided me through my 11 years in the company. Living these laws is really what's helped me generate a 6-figure income and be able to live a lifestyle that's definitely above average, much better than I was doing before. Now, before we start, I just want to remind you that growth, number one, is the only guarantee that tomorrow is going to get better. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you're getting better. In fact, a lot of times people that are getting older, things start to get worse. Things start to get worse with their health. Things start to get worse with their finances, et cetera, et cetera. So really, personal growth is the only guarantee that tomorrow's going to get better. So you want to always be growing, always be learning, always be investigating, always be stretching. Number two, growth means change. That's just it. You can't stay the same. If you could have the things you want, being the person that you are, you'd already have them. So growth means change. You got to change to get to become that new person, to attract those things. Now, keep your morals, keep your values and beliefs, but change everything else, especially the habits. All right. Growth conscious versus goal conscious. This is a really big one. This is one that took me many years to get. Basically, you want to be aware of growing instead of going for just goal after goal. And I'm going to show you a slide on that next. Growth is joy. That's the last part. You know, I can say that all the great things in my life have come from growing, not necessarily the goals. It's just from becoming the man that I've become over this time, and learning from leaders who are better than me, and basically people who continue to inspire me. So take a screenshot of this if you're watching on the webinar. This is the difference between someone who's goal conscious and growth conscious. If you're goal conscious, you're focused on the destination, right? You want to arrive, you want to get to gold, or you want to get to diamond. But when you're growth conscious, your focus is on the journey. You're just focused on helping the next person. You know, who cares if you get to whatever rank? You're just going to keep helping other people, and you're on this journey of personal growth and helping others. Okay, a goal-conscious person is motivated. They have all this motivation, but a growth-conscious person is mature. They get matured by the events, by their growth. A goal-conscious person, the goals are seasonal. Growth-conscious person, the growth is lifelong. A goal-conscious person is challenged. It challenges you. But a growth-conscious person, it actually focusing on growth changes you. So obviously we want to change. Someone who's goal-conscious, that when the goal is reached, they plateau. But when someone who is goal-conscious, when the goal is reached, they keep growing. That's another thing. You know, when I became an Emerald Director, we were so happy we reached the goal that we stopped working. We took like a month off to celebrate how great it was that we're Emerald. And guess what? Our business went down. So who cares if we're Emerald if we're not helping people and our income went down? Obviously, we learned a big lesson there. Our income is definitely back where it was, and we're growing, but that was a big lesson I had to learn. I celebrated a long time when we made Emerald. We were happy, and anyways, now I know, keep growing. Goal is reached when we keep growing. All right. So last week's webinar, we talked about the law of reflection, which was number 5. I'm sorry, number 4 was the law we finished with, the law of consistency. So we're gonna pick it up with the law of reflection. Now, when I watched the webinar on this, they actually have different top leaders sharing what they do relating to each law. So this leader was Simon Chan, who is actually a personal mentor of mine. Now, keep in mind that this is all the top leaders in network marketing were at this event. So Simon Chan gets up there and he says that, first of all, network marketing helps us live our full potential. It allows us to give back more. And it also helps us become better parents because we're leading by example. So those are 3 things that network marketing does. And the thing that I got from Simon Chan, he says, I must take time to think daily, go on walks, unplug, meditate. You know, so often we're plugged into Facebook, we're plugged into our computers, we're plugged into the television, that we don't actually take the time to think and reflect on what's working, reflect on what's not working. And these are critical things to be successful. So Simon Chan says this, and I hope you have a pen and paper. Each night, write down 3 wins that happened in your day, because life can beat you down. You know, life can just take the wind out of your sails sometimes. You know, you have a bad day, things don't go right, and you feel like your business is just going to die. And like that I felt that way many times. And it's funny that when I actually force myself to write 3 wins of the day, I always have 3 things that happen positively in my business that day. But I wasn't focusing on them. And you get more of what you focus on. So this is really important, the law of reflection. You have to focus on the good things that happen that day, and you're going to get more of that. Also, write down, he says, 3 things to improve every day. So 3 things you can improve, and then 3 new things that you're grateful for. So at the end of every day, take some time and just write 3 wins, 3 things you can improve, 3 new things that you're grateful for. And then lastly, he says 10 random things you're grateful for. Like you might be grateful for the sunshine. You might be grateful that your spouse made dinner for the family. You might be grateful that your iPad is working, and you know you can be grateful for an inanimate object. You might be grateful for any myriad of things, but just writing those things down, it really, really, really helps. So that's the law of reflection. Now, Simon takes it one step further. Each morning he meditates for 5 minutes. I can tell you that since I've been doing that, that's really helped me become centered. I've been doing that for quite a while, about 2 years. 10 things he's grateful for, and 3 things he's grateful for his spouse. So that's it. You know, that might say, if that sounds like too much, then just do the nighttime thing. But you can also start your day off right by being grateful for 10 more things, writing it in your gratitude journal. Just get a composition notebook and write those things down. Because get this, when you feel good, you do good. Write that down. When you feel good, you do good. That's really what this is all about. The law of reflection is reflecting on the great things that's going on in your life. And it's who you're becoming that matters. Our thoughts determine our actions, and our actions determine our results. So again, if we can be reflecting on the positive things in our life every night and every morning, that's going to actually determine our actions. We're going to feel better. We're going to take more action, and our actions determine our results. So that is the law of reflection, and it definitely is a great, great tool, a very essential tool for you to grow as a leader. Next is the law of the ladder. So this law was presented by a friend of mine named Jordan Kemper and his wife, Kristen. Jordan is actually a colleague that's been with us in USANA. He's a 3-star Diamond Director. And this one, the thing I like about Jordan is he gets very vulnerable. He gets very real. And the law of the ladder basically states that, it's all about character. And the character trait, do you know, I'm going to ask you, and I guess you guys can't talk back to me. Maybe you could text me, but what's the character trait most desired from a leader? What would you want mostly from a leader? What's the character trait you want from the person or people who are leading you? So Jordan goes on to say that that's honesty and integrity. Honesty matters. And so your team is always watching. And even today, Renee Martinez told me that. He's like, Jared, everybody's watching you, everything you do. And he's right. But the thing about it is, you got to stay humble. You know, being authentic and staying humble, that's really the best thing to show your team. And there's 3 easy ways to stay humble that Jordan says. Number 1, be teachable. Be quick to listen and slow to speak. Serve others and be grateful. So again, I'm going to repeat those for those who wants to write it down. I got a text from Luis Sanchez, always willing to learn. That's true. 3 ways. Okay, here it is. 3 ways to stay humble. Number 1, be teachable. Number 2, serve others. And number 3, be grateful. So if you're teachable, you want to be quick to listen and slow to speak. This business is not about the person who talks the most. It's about the person who listens the best. All right, so that's the main three things there. And then also develop your character, heart, and soul. Jordan's big on that. I love what he had to say about that. And his wife got up there. They talked about marriage. They talked about growing as a couple. And one of the best things I can recommend that you do, especially if you have a significant other, is to plug them into these types of trainings. Take them with you to the seminars, because a couple that grows together is the best thing. That way you don't grow apart. That way you grow together. All right, so let's move on to the law of design. So the person who came out on the law of design, her name is Kristen Kirschbaum. And so she comes out and she starts talking about this gentleman named Kyle Maynard, who crawled to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro without arms or legs. So he had been in an accident, and he lost his arms and his legs, and he still crawled to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. And when she talks about designing your life, she says that there's basically 5 pillars. And she had us draw out like a rainbow from like the left side to the right side of our piece of paper. And basically at the end of the rainbow, you write down like all the things you want, like being a 15-star diamond director, or owning your own home, or being able to give, $500,000 a year to orphans, or having tons of leaders. And she says that basically for you to get there, there's 5 pillars that you got to design your life by. So the number one, and here's another, I took all these notes, but the number one thing is to take charge. There's 2 conditions in your life. You can either accept the circumstances, or you can take charge and change them. All right. So we all have bad things that happen to us, but what are you going to do? Are you going to accept the circumstances and be like, oh, I can't build my business today because, I had a flat tire, or because my kid is sick, or because, this and that happened? Or are you going to take charge and figure it out? So that's number 1, take charge. Number 2 is collective genius. If you're writing that down, collective genius. That means you got to study others, be teachable, and ask questions. Guys, there's so many gold, ruby, emerald, diamond, executive diamond, 1-star. There's so many people making 6-figure incomes doing this. It's possible, but you got to study others. You got to be teachable, and you got to ask questions. That's really part of accessing the collective genius. Number 3, belief blueprint. If you're writing that down, I'll repeat it. Number 3, belief blueprint. So what that means is basically how you believe is going to create what you do. And we can all get negative at times. When something happens bad, are you going to go right into the negative vortex? Or are you going to try and get yourself into the positive vortex? Sometimes that's not easy. Sometimes I need like a night to just kind of sulk or something, but the quicker you can get out of that, that's actually a skill. So you're not always going like something that used to make me sad and put me in a funk for a week. Now that only puts me in a funk for like 5 minutes. So that's one of the things, is not letting things get to you, but it's not about ignoring it. It's about actually having the mental training, and also calling on people to help you if you're ever stuck. All right. So next, number 4, if you're writing this down, this is the 4th pillar for the law of design, is to track your numbers. All right. So we do that in our team. We have our weekly action plan and our daily method of operation tracker. But you got to track your numbers. You have to track how many people you're inviting every day, how many people are watching the videos, how many people you're having at events. And then you have to mentor others to do the same. Okay, so you have to track your numbers. Do you want a team that tracks their numbers? You got to track your numbers. And then number 5 is schedule your success. So I can't emphasize this enough. You've got to schedule when you're going to make your calls. Schedule when you're going to be with your family. Schedule when you're going to have quality time with your kids. It's family first, but work your business and your time scheduled. And always ask yourself, what is the one thing today? Like, think about it right now. Those of you who are taking notes, what is the one thing that you can do today to build your business? That's the number one thing. And also realize that it might take what you think might take 1 hour might take twice as long. So if you sit down and you're going to make calls for an hour, sometimes it might go 2 hours. So you got to sometimes give yourself some grace or give yourself a little extra time. So those are the 5 pillars to design your life. And that is the law of design. Okay, so now we're going to go to the law of curiosity. Now, I love the guy who came out and spoke on this, John Holloway. He's actually from, I believe it's from Ireland. And he comes out and he has his awesome accent, and I just loved it. And he says the law of curiosity basically is, how can I grow myself to serve other people? Who do I associate with? It basically talks about the law of curiosity is being curious about other people. You have to be friends first. You can't just go and sell USANA like crazy. I'm just getting a text that it still shows laws of design. I'm already moved on to the law of curiosity. I'm not sure why it hasn't flipped over for you, Dad, but I'll refresh the slide there. I'm on the law of curiosity. So if those of you who are with me, basically, if your friends aren't happy about your success, they aren't your friends. Okay, so when you're being curious about people and you're asking them questions and they're telling you things, that's the best way to lead to business. But if you have friends that are negative, friends that aren't happy about your success, they're not really your friends. And that's one of the main things about this type of business is that, like, be aware of energy vampires. Be aware of people that are actually trying to suck out your energy. And, society kills curiosity. We're programmed to actually kill curiosity because of the beating down that we get as we grow up, and all the disappointments and all the things that happen in life and society and the conditioning of society. So obviously, we have to be able to retrain ourselves to be curious. There's a diamond just waiting to be polished, and they will reflect that light on someone else. So if you're curious about people, be curious about your team too. Don't just call your team and say, hey, what did you do today? First of all, be curious. Hey, how was your day? What did you do today? Then ask them about their business. But talk to them about their family first. Be curious about them. Friends first, business second. Say, how are you? Strangers are friends you haven't met yet. The law of curiosity is great when you're in public because you just be curious about somebody and about their life and what they do. And next thing you know, they're becoming your friend. In fact, the majority of all the best people I've enrolled in my business, they were strangers. They became my friends through curiosity. So be curious about your team. It isn't about the money. It's about the people. Just showing someone you care could save their life. You never know what somebody's going through, but you need to show them that you care. So many people are diamonds just waiting to be polished. And again, you're that person. You're that person that can bring that diamond out. So one of the key things I got from what he said is, I train people to be better than me so they can train people to be better than them. And I love that because I want you to be better than me at every facet of USANA. So I'm going to train you the very best I can to be better than me. And then I expect you to go and sow into other people, and I expect you to train other people to be better than you. And that's how we're going to build this, guys. That's how we're going to do this. And this is not just about duplicating the system. You need to definitely duplicate our system, our 1-hour checklist when people get started, the way we build with our videos and our mixers. But you also have to duplicate the philosophy. And guess what? The philosophy is personal growth. Reading 10 pages a day, being on webinars, going to trainings, going to the big seminars, the destination events. That's a philosophy. You have to duplicate that philosophy, and your business is going to grow 10 times faster than if you're just duplicating the system. Duplicating the philosophy is servant's heart, helping people, thirst for knowledge, thirst for growth. All right. For those of you who are taking notes, check this out. Here's a golden nugget. okay, when you have success, ask yourself, how did I do it? Reflect, okay? Be curious about how you had success. Then ask, how can I improve it? Then ask, how can I teach it? Then ask, how can I duplicate it? So I'll repeat that. When you have success, ask, how did you do it? Then ask, how can you improve it? Then ask, how can you teach it? Then ask, how can you duplicate it? Every time I feel like I'm getting away from the fundamentals, I ask those questions, and it really helps me get back on track. The other thing about curiosity is you cannot teach hunger. So ask your team, have you got a thirst? Have you got a thirst for knowledge? Have you got a thirst for growth? Do you have a thirst for fun? And when you're curious about those people and those people are showing you that they have those thirsts, that's who the ones you want to spend time with. Also, he says, have fun and party with your team. And we need to do a fun night. We need to do a Team DSI fun night here in San Antonio. But we also want to encourage you on the webinar in other cities and states to also have a fun night. Do some fun things with your team. I know many of you do that already, but that's a really key thing. Is this is a fun business. It's supposed to be fun. So make sure you make time to do fun things outside of building your business with your team as well. We have a gift. We have to go out and share it. And lastly, on this one, if you could grow more, should you? If you could change more lives, should you? If you could give more, should you? Is it worth it? Yes, it's absolutely worth it. So that's the law of curiosity. And that's one of the ones that has really helped me grow, especially when it comes to meeting new people, building the team, friends first, all critical things. All right, guys, now we're going to the law of the environment. All right, so the law of the environment, oh my gosh, there's so much good stuff here. I'm just going to start. Okay, the law of environment. Growth thrives in conducive environments. This is why the events make so much sense. 95% of your success is dictated by your environment. Did you hear that? 95% of your success is dictated by your environment. We must put ourselves in a growth environment consistently. That's why attending events like GoPro in December, why going to Challenge U, why going to International Convention is absolutely critical. Because when you go to convention, you're spending your time with the best people in the company. Now, I want to warn you, when you go to convention and when you go to the GoPro event in Las Vegas and when you go to Challenge U and when you go to the Sweet Retreat, oh man, this is something I never knew before. It's called the rule of thirds. 33% of the people at convention are going to be negative. Even though they're at convention with the best in the world, they're going to be negative. They're going to be skeptical. They're going to be at convention and they're going to be skeptical. And you have to figure out who is in these thirds and make sure you're hanging out with the best third. Okay, the second 33%, they're going to be so-so. They're going to be in the middle. They're going to be like excited when everything's great, and then they're going to be negative when something goes wrong at convention or anything in life. So they're going to be so-so. So that's 66% of the people at these events are going to be in those two spots. And then there's the top third. Those are the people who are sitting in the front of the room. You want to be with the top third, the 33% that's making it happen, the 33% that's positive even when it's hard. You go sit in the front of the room and you make friends with the people in the front of the room. You even pay extra to sit in the front so you can be by the top learners. I've done that many times. And by investing that little extra money to be in the top or be in the front, if some events don't let you do that, but others do, you make friends who are in the top 33% instead of sitting in the back with people who might be negative or who might be distracting you, and you don't want to be around that energy. So make sure that you are constantly striving to be in that top 33% when you're at conventions. That was so good. That was one of the things I'd never heard before. It's not always comfortable to hang with people greater than you. I know that for sure. I feel uncomfortable every time I'm hanging out with people who are making double, triple what I make. They've helped double or triple the people. But it's always profitable. Always ask questions. One of the other things about the law of the environment that basically, I don't know how exactly it fits into it, but she talked about it here. It's selfish to be a people pleaser because you're denying who you really are, who you're becoming. So being a people pleaser, being someone who always says yes to everyone at all times, that's actually selfish because you're denying who you really are and who you're becoming. Sometimes you got to say no to the wrong environment. Okay, so all 14 other laws function within the law of the environment. Now, if you do what is easy in life, your life will be hard. If you do what is hard in life, your life will be easy. Have you ever heard that? I heard that from Les Brown, but this came up in the law of environment. I'm going to repeat this. If you do what is easy in life, your life will be hard. If you do what is hard in life, your life will be easy. Honestly, that sums it up right there. Guess what, guys? It's hard to make phone calls. It's hard to be organized. It's hard to get 2 hours or an hour of phone calls in every day. It's hard to prospect. And that's why your life will be easy, because you'll have a huge business that pays you. It's easy not to prospect. It's easy not to be disciplined and read your 10 pages a day. If you don't do those things, your life will be hard. So I really love that. It's so true. How much are you willing to invest in your environment for your success and dreams to come true? Now, the environment, it has a lot to do with who you hang out with, but it's just as much to do with the books you're reading, the things that you're watching. If you're watching sports all the time, which I'm guilty of watching sports probably too much, but I've had to limit that and make sure that I'm watching more leadership and growth things and maybe 10% sports and 90% leadership and strategy and things to become a better man. I love sports, so I'm going to watch a little bit, but I'm going to be really careful so that I can control the environment of my mind. All right. You need to have a person. Well, this is a great one. Our company, working with USANA, working in network marketing, is a personal development program attached to a compensation plan. A personal development program attached to a compensation plan. That's basically what this is. You're going to have to grow if you're going to be successful. All right, guys, that's the law of the environment. Man, that one blew my mind. Okay, so now we're at the law of modeling. And the law of modeling, basically the gentleman who came out and spoke was Fred Graves. And the law of modeling basically states that you have to model the people who are having the success that you want. All right. And so he talks about there's two C's of success. And the two C's of success, first C is choice. You have to make the choice to study. You have to make the choice to be humble. You have to make the choice to model and listen and take advice. Everything's the choice. All right. The second C of success is change. You have to be willing to change. And what I mean by change is changing your habits. You don't need to change your values. You don't need to change, those deep core things that work for you. But you do need to change your habits. That's the main thing that differentiates where you're at and where you want to be from you. And let's say someone who's making 6 figures or 7 figures or, really impacting tens of thousands of lives. It's all about habits. I can tell you, man, they're hard workers and discipline. Going to bed early is one of the things that I am working on right now. That's my new habit to change. It's easy to stay up late. Anybody can stay up late. It doesn't take any discipline to stay up late. You can just watch TV and veg out. It actually takes discipline to shut your body down, kind of lay down, breathe, rest, wind down so that you can go to bed early, so you can wake up early and have the most from your day. And that's one of the things that I used to think, I'm just a night person. Well, that's actually, I'm just an undisciplined person. I actually need to get myself to bed earlier so that I can get more out of my day. And that's definitely been a big change for me. So I'm getting text that it still shows law number 9. I'm seeing law number 10 on my end. I'm not sure why you're not seeing law number 10. I've switched slides, Dad, many times. So I'm going to keep going. Just know that we're on law number 10, the law of modeling. Now, oh boy, get ready for a good one. You ready? The only thing separating you from where you want to be is the fears in your head. I'm going to repeat that. The only thing separating you from where you want to be is the fears in your head. If you don't face your fears, how can you expect your team to face theirs? You might have a fear about investing too much money to go to an event. You might have a fear about calling somebody on your chicken list, or calling somebody you don't feel like would want to be interested or you don't want to be rejected by. But if you don't face your fears, how can you expect your team to face theirs? The best thing to face your fears is to just get used to doing it. It's like a muscle. Once you face your fears of all these different things, it's like, okay, something is scaring me. Okay, I'm used to it now. I'm going to just go ahead and face it right now. And in fact, if the quicker you do it, the quicker the fear is going to go away. It's called the law of diminishing intent. If you actually think about something so long, it's like you're less likely to do it. So when you think of a fear, do it right now. Don't even think. Do it right now. And that's how you get over that. Also, if you don't visualize, how will you know that you get there? That's another part of the law of modeling. All the most successful people I know, they visualize every morning. They visualize their goals, their dreams. They have it on their bathroom. Like their bathroom mirror. They're always visualizing and putting good thoughts into their mind, especially in the morning and also in the evening. So the law of modeling is really a critical one. There's a lot to this, but you can take it one step at a time. The other thing I got from the law of modeling, it's not what you say, it's what you do. It's easy to say, hey guys, you need to go prospect. Hey guys, you need to go sign up new people. But it's totally different when you go and sign up new people. And I want to give Rene Martinez a big compliment right now, because he has enrolled a brand new person, and that's showing his entire team, as busy as he is with that team, that he is enrolling new people. That's exactly what they need to do, because they see their leader doing it. Many of you are enrolling new people. I'm really proud of you. I just want to give a shout out to Rene, especially the little things. So the little things is what makes all the difference. That extra phone call, that extra detail with your associates, that extra thing that comes to your mind, and you might feel like, oh, I'm too tired. Just do that extra little thing. The little things make all the difference. And also, people will weed themselves out. There's going to be people in your industry. There's going to be people that actually in your business that quit. When someone quits, that doesn't stress me out. That's just them weeding themselves out. And it's just like a garden. You're going to have some weeds grow, and when the weeds have to go, it's not something that you get sad about. You have a cleaner looking garden. So everybody has people who drop out. Everybody has people who quit. So don't ever feel bad when someone quits. That means you're actually growing a nice big garden. That's part of growing a garden. Okay, guys, so the law of contribution. This is actually the last law before I go into questions. Man, we did not get through the 15 laws. We're going to do, I guess we'll finish off the laws 12 through 15 after next week, because next week we have new Diamond Director Josie Tong, but we will pick it up on law 12 next week. So this is the last law we're going to do tonight, the law of contribution. So the law of contribution requires a mental shift, the way to be, change in mindset, change in understanding. So it's not just about giving money. You can give time, you can give compassion, you can give energy, you can give understanding, you can give forgiveness in addition to money. But the thing is, in order to give more, you must become more. And that obviously applies to money, because you have to attract more money to give more money, but also compassion, understanding, forgiveness. You have to grow as a person to be able to give those things. So I must identify my weaknesses. As a leader, I must identify my weaknesses. No well-built ship sails around the world with holes in its sail. So I must identify my weaknesses and work on them. And again, like I told you guys, my thing I'm on track to do is be someone who goes to bed early, somebody who wakes up early, and someone who works out regularly. I have to take care of my health to be able to take care of my team and my family and my life. So that's my thing right there, is those are the things that I am improving. And increasing your personal currency. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is a great, most fitting way to end the training segment. Increasing your personal currency. The more you invest in you, the more you can give to others. You do that by attending events, reading, growing, and then apply to your lifestyle and leadership. So you have to have more leadership skills coming in than you have going out, because in a time of need for your people, it's going to be costly if you're not that leader for them. What that means is you have to constantly be studying leadership and growing, because if you sign somebody up and you can't be a good leader for them when they need you to be, then they'll probably leave. They'll probably drop out because you're not up to snuff. You can't lead them and give them the leadership. So you always have to be a step ahead of everybody that you're training. You have to, and the only way to do that is to keep growing yourself. And then hopefully that, by the time you enroll someone or your next person, you're a better leader than you were the last person you enrolled. All right, and then you're going to have those skills. You're going to be able to help that person because you're a better leader. You can handle problems better. And that's how you can contribute. So when we talk about personal currency, we're talking about the value that you bring as a leader to your team. And you have to have a whole lot of value. You have to have so much that you have to have more than your people need, so that they don't ever need so much that you can't give it. You have to always be full, like rich with leadership, so that you can handle that. And the only way to do that, and this is how I want to end the training tonight, is you have to prioritize daily time for personal development. So if you only write down one thing tonight, please write that down. Prioritize time daily. Prioritize daily time for your personal development. So what that looks like for me is I wake up every morning, I visualize. After I visualize my goals and dreams, I get up, I brush my teeth, and I review my goals in the morning in the bathroom I have them all written down, and I go through and I look at my goals while I'm brushing my teeth, and I feel the feelings of having it, right? That's actually more like visualization. But then I have my vitamins and I make a shake, and then I spend 15 minutes reading, and I read at least 10 pages. I also do my spiritual practice, which is Course in Miracles, and I meditate. It's a combination of reading and meditating for 15 minutes. So I do 15 minutes of reading, 10 pages, and I do 15 minutes of my spiritual practice with Course in Miracles. That's my plan, and I stick to that plan. I always do it. It's very rarely that I miss, and that is my prioritized time. Now, throughout the rest of the day, I am listening to webinars. I am listening to audios. So I at least read 10 pages a day. I will not miss that. But the rest of the day, I am doing 10% sports and 90% audios, John Maxwell, Jim Rohn, anything I can do to grow. That way I can give more. I can contribute more, not just in finances, which I do give, but I also give in these other ways. So I want to encourage you guys to do the same. Prioritize daily time to read those 10 pages a day, because it's a slight edge. You're going to be 10 times better than associates who don't read if you've read, let's say, 36 books in 3 years. Versus the associate who thinks reading's a waste of time. I'd tell you, an associate who's read 36 books, they're a tremendous, tremendous asset to their team. All right, guys. So that's the training for today. We'll go through next week the law of trade-offs. I'm sorry, in 2 weeks, the law of trade-offs, the law of pain. That was a really good one. The law of the rubber band. What does that mean? I know what it means, but we'll go through it in 2 weeks. We'll go through the law of expansion. Very good stuff there. And then the closing address from Holton Buggs, who's a top leader in the industry. So we'll be doing that. Thank you for attending. And we'll take a second now for a brief pause. But thank you for attending and watching this training segment. Okay, guys, to finish the webinar, we'll finish this in 2 weeks. But pull out your calendar. There's 3 big events in 2016. We did Las Vegas in April. We did Salt Lake City in August. And now we're going back to Las Vegas in December for GoPro Recruiting Mastery, December 1st through the 3rd. It's actually 1st through the 3rd, not the 4th. 2016, it's in Las Vegas. It's by Mr. GoPro himself, Eric Worre. It's featuring Tony Robbins, the world-famous motivational speaker, and Sir Richard Branson, the very famous entrepreneur of Virgin Enterprises. And they're going to have nothing but 7-figure earners. The only people who are allowed to speak are making over $1 million per year. This is an amazing, unique event. It's all the industry. It's not USANA specific. And I learned so many things that I don't learn at convention here at GoPro. Now, If you're not registered yet for GoPro, the tickets are $300, okay? And you can still get a ticket. People are selling tickets because they bought group packages. I think it's actually sold out at their official website, but there are people on Facebook selling their tickets. Contact me if you want to get a ticket and go with us. Big congratulations to the team that's going right now to GoPro, which Carmen and Byron Alaya just actually secured their GoPro tickets. Big congratulations, Carmen and Byron Alaya. We're very excited for you to be joining us in Las Vegas. And there's still room for you who want to be there. If you want to be there, let's do it. Let's go to Vegas in December. Ladies, save the date for the Sweet Retreat, February 2nd through the 4th at the Hyatt Regency in Phoenix. This is Top Women Entrepreneurs. You learn from the best women in our company. In USANA, I totally wish I could be there. I'm jealous every year because these lady top income earners are people I look up to, people that I don't get to hear from because I'm not a woman. But man, you ladies are so lucky. Contact my mother or my wife for more information. And then we're going to San Diego, April 6th through the 8th. Go ahead and mark your calendar right now. Remember, leaders plan ahead. And just go ahead and mark your calendar for 2017, April 6th through the 8th. We're going to San Diego, U.S. National Celebration Awards Gala. And then August, mark your calendars, guys. This is the most important event of the year. August 16th through the 19th, 2017 is International Convention, 25th Annual Convention. At the 20th anniversary, they gave everybody free iPads. So I have no idea what they're going to do here, but it might be huge. I know it's going to be huge. Obviously, you're going to hear from Dr. Wentz, our founder. Dr. Oz has spoken at our last 5 international conventions. Literally, people from 20 different countries go to this convention. So if you go to anything all year long, this is the most important one, international convention. If you don't have a ticket, please contact me because it's already sold out. And the only way to get tickets is people who are selling them on Facebook. The event's sold out, but you want to get your ticket, guys. It's $200 for your ticket. All right. Then everybody mark your calendars, November 8th through the 12th of 2017. This is in a year from now. We're going to Punta Cana, 5 days with your USANA family. And you can win that trip. You can win that trip by growing your business. We created a video on that. Dad, we need to put that up. We'll put that up on our Facebook group, how you can win the trip to Punta Cana. You Texas Associates. This Thursday at 7 o'clock, we're going to be having a mixer at Health Natural Solutions. Our mixers are growing every week. It's so exciting. And then Saturday at the office of Ruby Perez, we're going to be having another USANA Healthy Mixer. So we have our Thursday and Saturday events. We also have one happening Saturday in Pleasanton, Texas with Renee Martinez and team, the Wolf Pack, Team DSI South. There's also a Spanish mixer going on in San Antonio at 4:30 in the afternoon at Health Natural Solutions on Saturday. So literally we have 3 different mixers happening in South Texas in the San Antonio area in Team DSI. Super proud of you, Carmen and Byron Alaya, Renee and Megan Martinez, and teams. Also, San Antonio, mark your calendar for November 12th. This is a special training with Executive 3-Star Diamond Michael Callejas from Los Angeles. He's coming to visit San Antonio. Anytime you get to learn from a diamond, you got to go do it. And it's only $10 for your ticket. Actually, the prices should have already gone up, but the gentleman who changes the website price has not done it yet. So if you get your ticket tonight, you can still get the $10 price. It should have gone up on Saturday. But that's obviously non-negotiable. If you're in San Antonio, you need to be there November 12th. Of course, there's the Challenge U dates, January 12th through the 14th, La Quinta Riverwalk. And Utah Associates, this Thursday, Randy Viola Krebs are hosting a mixer where you're going to be able to have an overview for your guests, and then also the John Maxwell Training Part 4. Big kudos to you, Mom and Dad, for doing this 15 Laws of Growth with your team. It's very exciting that you guys are doing that. If you're in Salt Lake City, you definitely need to be there. Make that a priority. Also, there's Health and Freedom on Thursday, November 10th at the home office. So mark your calendars for that. They do that once a month. And then there's a Challenge U, the 26th through the 28th at the USANA home office as well. So for you in Salt Lake City, again, this is the most important event to start your new year. That's a weekend event. Lastly, I want to encourage you to keep stuff in the trunk of your car. This is the bins that I keep in the trunk of my car. I have GoPro books at all times, USANA newspapers. I'm ready. You have to be professional. And so that's one thing I want to encourage you guys. Don't go to a mixer without your computer. Don't go to a mixer without your forms. Don't rely on your upline to have all their forms. You have to be that leader. You have to show that you're ready. So I want to encourage you to be that leader. Go to every event, every USANA meeting with all your forms, your computer, and everything. Don't ever be the one that's not prepared, and don't rely on your upline. All right, guys, we made it through. We ended at 9 o'clock again. I know many of you need to leave right now because it's an hour-long training, but I will stay on the line for a few moments just to hear from some people. What did you like about the webinar? We have a live line. There's a lot of people on this. Wow. Dad, can you send me a new screenshot? Because I want to know everybody who was on this webinar tonight. So many, I can't even count them right now. But if you have a question, feel free to raise your hand or send me a text or send me a Facebook message. Those of you who are on the webinar, you can actually raise your hand. Otherwise, I'm going to just call on a few people and hear what they thought and see what they liked about the webinar. So I see a number here. It's an 801-372 number. I'm going to choose that one first. Okay, you are live. Caller with 801-372 phone number. Who is this?
This is Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. And what was the highlight for you on tonight's webinar?
Just listening to the different laws and principles there are, and I got my book the other day in the mail, so I'm excited to get starting to read it.
Ooh, good job. Way to go on being teachable and following directions and getting the book.
Thanks.
And what was the one golden nugget that stood out to you tonight?
I don't remember which one it was, but I know when you talked about being consistent and just following through and doing those things. I don't remember which one that fell under.
The law of consistency.
Okay, there you go. That one.
Awesome. Yep, you're absolutely right. Well, thank you for being on the call, Stephanie. We appreciate all your dedication to your goals and being consistent, because you definitely are. Getting that weekly action plan, tracking in no matter what.
Thanks.
Yes, of course. All right. Let's go to how about 830276? Is this Jesse Herrera?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Hey, Jesse, what was the highlight for you on the webinar tonight?
All the different principles, but I really liked I can't really remember it all right now, but the don't try to achieve goals, but try to progress or something like that.
Oh, okay. The one on say that again.
Not to just achieve goals, but to progress.
Oh yeah, being
Myself,
growth conscious versus goal conscious.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Instead of just like working so hard for a goal and then when you get it, you quit or you stop, you keep growing because you're happy at your work. Absolutely.
No, yeah, that really stood out, and I was yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome, Jesse. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for all your dedication to the team and your goals and helping others.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Of course. Let's go to Karen Stewart from Utah. Karen, I just unmuted you. I'm not sure if you're able to, or I don't know what phone number you're calling in on. If you're able to unmute yourself. Oh, we may not hear from her. How about Amy Gonzalez in Lockhart, Texas? I just unmuted you, Amy. You have to unmute yourself. What was the highlight for you on the webinar? Are you there, Amy?
Hi.
Hello. Oh, we're not able to hear from Amy.
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, there you are, Amy. Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what was the highlight for you?
Just about taking charge, making it happen.
Yeah? Uh-oh, we lost Amy again. There we go.
There we go. Okay, cool. Just about, just really taking charge of your action plan, basically, not letting anything get in the way.
I completely agree, Amy. Thank you so much for that. And just so you know, I had to mute you because there's an echo every time. I think when you're on your phone or iPad, but you're totally right. It's all about taking charge and really sticking to your action plan. And I'm excited to talk to you after the webinar all about that. All right, let's go to Karen Stewart from Utah. Karen, I just unmuted you. What was the highlight for you?
Hi. Did you say Karen?
Yes.
Okay. Well, one thing that stood out to me is it is a personal improvement program with a compensation plan attached.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's, I think, very profound.
Very profound.
Yeah, and it goes along with that growth means change, and if being what we are now could get us what we want, we'd already have it. And it is, I think it's just one of the highest levels of work we could be involved in is work where we are in charge of ourselves. It shows a lot about our character, and to associate with people like you and your family who are, and your team members who are putting this into practice is the only way that's making my efforts that I'm making now work to the extent that they are. And I hope that I will continue on with them and be consistent and put that time into making this work that I need to put in. And thank you for helping it be possible.
You're very welcome. You always make me feel very special. I really appreciate your edification. You are very good at that. And thank you for everything that you've been doing with our team, especially since convention. It's so exciting that, like I said last time, to see you blossom and step into your power. And I declare that you have incredible consistency, like I know you have in other areas of your life, because you're going to change many, many lives. I speak that into you.
Thank you. I need that. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Absolutely. All right, let's go to Carmen Gutierrez. Carmen Olaya.
Your line is now unmuted. Hello?
Carmen, what was the highlight for you?
Well, what is stuck with me is if you do what is easy in life, I mean, when you do what is easy, your life will be hard, and when you do what is hard, your life will be easy, and that's so true. You know, getting out of your comfort zone to do the things that are hard, but in a sense, you know, it makes everything easier at the end. So that's something that that I liked, that I didn't know that I was in a way on my road to do it, and I'm happy that it was kind of like point out, you know, by this laws in this book, and you know, it's just great growing journey, I would say.
Thank you so much, Carmen. I completely agree. When you do the things that are easy, your life will be hard. When you do the things that are hard, your life will be easy. And I can say that you've been doing the things that are hard, hosting your own mixers, you know, renting a room, paying for the room yourself, you know, having to be responsible for having the shakes, the samples, you know, setting up the projector, being there early, staying there late, all that hard work. But guess what? You're the top earner in the room. And I am super proud of you and Byron. I'm very proud of you both for stepping up and doing what is hard, because your life is your life is becoming easier and easier because your business is growing. I know all of your businesses are growing, your real estate as well. And I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you.
Your line is now unmuted.
Okay, we lost Carmen there. Thanks, Carmen. Thanks again. Keep up the awesome work, dear friend. Let's go to Betty Meyer in Salt Lake City. Betty, are you there? Are you there, Betty? I guess we lost Betty Meyer. Let's go to the Carlos Gomez in Poteet, Texas. Carlos, are you there?
Yes, sir. How are you, Jared?
Good. What was the highlight for you on the webinar?
I also like the same thing as Carmen. You know, when you work hard, you know, life will be easier. And when you take the easy way, it'll be hard. But also
Yes.
like the law of curiosity, where you need to show your people that you care, and that's very important in our business. You want to treat everyone like family, and always want to be there for them, and it just makes it that more treasurable, for everyone.
Completely agree, man. Law of curiosity is critical.
Oh yeah.
I'm so glad you're getting all this, man. I know you're applying it too.
Oh, I love it. I can't wait to get the book myself.
Right? Exactly. And keep up the great work with all your enrollments, man. I see you're enrolling. You enrolled Jacob as well. Did he enroll as an associate or a client?
He's gonna be an associate.
Wow. You stud.
All
All right, bro.
Yes.
Come on. Proud of you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Luis Sanchez in San Antonio. Luis, what was the highlight for you on the webinar?
Jared, I actually really liked, what was it again? Sorry. I don't remember the name of the slide, but what I got from it was that you got to always be putting into yourself so that way you can give more to others. It
Yes.
really makes a lot of sense, because when you're reading a lot of books, you are no longer going off of your own ideas. You're learning from other people, and you're able to contribute that to others as well, especially if you're leading them, and it makes a world of a difference. I've been led by supervisors in different jobs that I've had that I knew weren't readers because of how they led. They led the way they thought people should lead, which is by fear. But people who read, they lead correctly, and it makes a world of a difference.
Wow. Well said, Luis. Very deep and insightful and very true.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that really stood out to me. I never really thought of it like that, but it does make a lot of sense.
Well, thank you for sharing that, man. Totally true. It just makes me want to go read 10 more pages tonight. All right, sir. Well, have a wonderful evening. Thanks for being on the webinar.
Thank you, Jared.
Yes, of course. Let's go to Claudia and Justin and Tony Zacarias in Poteet, Texas.
Hi, well, it's actually Justin.
Justin, hey, what was the highlight for you on the webinar?
A lot of things of what you said are great. They're really amazing, but I like to add some things. Like, for instance, it's for everyone, and it's motivational. It's obstacles can't stop you. Problems can't stop you. And most important of all, others can't stop you. But only you can stop you. And we need to be ourselves, not our idea of what somebody else's idea of ourselves should be. And also, we need to not count the days, but make the days count.
Ooh, all that is good. Where'd you get all that?
There's just a lot of motivational quotes that I just pieced together, and I have them stamped in my head.
That is really cool. I like how you do that. I know you have shown me your motivational quotes before, and that's a form of reading. When you're going and getting those thoughts and you're putting those thoughts in your mind every single day, that's a really cool practice. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Awesome, Justin. Keep up the great work, bro. Let's go to Renee Martinez, the man himself. Renee, are you there?
What's going on, Jared?
Hey, Renee. What was the highlight for you on the webinar tonight?
I liked it all. But I would have to go back to the quote that Carmen liked. That's the one that really stood out to me.
If you do what's easy, your life will be hard.
Yes. When I heard that, I was like, it just totally made me think of myself, because I mean, right now it's like really, really hard, and I know it's going to be easier in the end. So it's yeah, that one really stuck out to me.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for saying that, Renee, because it's so true. We're all going through the hard, and that's what it takes to get to the easy. So I'm glad you said that, because, you know, I have times every day too that I'm like, God, this is hard. And I want everybody to know that, you know, we're all going through that. And that's why we have a great life, because of our USANA business and the growth of it. So thank you for saying that, Renee.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's give the final word to Randy and Viola Krebs, Executive Gold Directors from Salt Lake City. Mom and Dad, what was the highlight for you on the webinar?
For me, the highlight, I think, out of all of this is I train people to be better than me so that they can train other people to be better than them. And duplicating the philosophy that we're all learning is more powerful. I mean, that hits it right there for me. Training people to be better than me, because there's so many people that are, and then they can do the same. So that to me is very profound.
So true, Mom. I think that's something I had never heard prior to this event.
Right.
And so true. I'm so focused on that right now. I really appreciate you saying that.
Thank you. I really feel like that's where I am right now, is in the middle of the trenches of doing that.
You are doing it, because your team's growing. And it's beautiful to see all these lives being changed.
Yes.
I think for me, it was also the law of curiosity on when you have success, reflect. And I think that's what we do as co-leaders of Team DSI, between you, Crystal, Viola, our mom, and myself, is, you know, how can I improve? How do we improve our system? How do we teach it? And then how do we duplicate it? And that's, I think, a credit to the leadership for building a very duplicatable system and continuing to improve it. We don't stop.
So true. We're always improving. We're always asking that question: how can we do it better? How can we duplicate? And that's gotten us to where we are. And we're feels like we're just getting started too, with all the great growth on our team and all the legs and all the different leaders and all the things that are happening. And it's working. That's the best part.
Yeah, it is.
So awesome. Well, thank you all for being on the webinar. Unmute the call. Please, everyone, say good night and God bless.
Good night and God bless. And God bless.
Good night. God bless.
Good night and God bless.
Your line is now